Hey everyone, it's Blueprints, and let's get started here. What did I do last time? I think I failed pretty hard the last couple of days. Hold on, I gotta drink my motor oil. Refreshing. So, oh hey, the moon pendant stayed and the crown. That's right, we had the moon pendant, so we keep two items when we start the new day, and we happen to keep the crown. Okay, that's nice. Uh, I can just get rid of all the red rooms today. That's what we can do, and gain some gems. And then I'll keep two more items. So, what am I doing here? I've gotten this full house trophy. What was I aiming for? I know that sanctum keys are a big thing. Let's just go until I see something I know I'm gonna want. Let's open a few doors, see what we can start with. This is not going to be useful to me immediately. Let's take the den. The den is always good. And I start with 4 gems. Oh right, I drafted a morning room yesterday, so I start with 4 gems. Security is always great, but I'm going to put the closet here. Just get it out of the way. That was a really lucky draw for the closet. Uh-huh. And then this one can be the security if it wants. Remove from today's pool. I don't know if I want to remove the funeral parlor from today's pool. But you know what? I will, because I'm going to be removing red rooms from my thing, so I'm not going to get a lot of gems from this. So goodbye. And then let's grab the drawing room here. Yeah, starting the day off with a nice fat 6 gems. Well, 2 from the gemstone cavern, 2 from the morning room, got 1 in the closet, got 1 from getting rid of a red room. So yeah, good day, good day. So let's see what I can do here that's useful. Root cellar, no thanks. Let's make an offer. Ooh, excuse me. Went back to high school with that voice crack. Let's make an offering at the shrine. Let's see what offerings we have. I'm going to open up a little document here that you can't see, but I can because I'm special. So I just want to make sure I'm seeing what things here to try to show off things the best I can. We've done the Blessing of the Dancer. That's a 1 to 2 coins. Blessing of the High Rollers, 3 to 4. Blessing of the Gardeners, 5 to 6. You know what? Let's just go in order because we can only give for the 7 to 8 or the 9 to 10 bonuses, neither of which interest me that much, but I would like to show you the bonuses. So we're going to offer 7, and we're going to get the Blessing of the Chef. For each different type of spread that you do, we'll add an extra dish to the dining room. So this is great for steps. So perhaps tomorrow I can draft the hovel, and then I can end up with a ton of steps to use, and I don't have to worry about gems. Although I haven't had a lot of worry about gems. Like, I feel like the runs that I get in this playthrough that go terribly are runs in which I just run out of rooms to draft, and not runs in which I run out of resources. So let's head to the drawing room, get another gem. Although keys are still an issue, and I've been deliberately passing up opportunities to upgrade my rooms to give me more keys. Hold on. Gotta drink my respecting women juice. Okay. Let's see if I can get a dead end over here that I'd like to get out of my way. Coat check. Is that something I want? It's something. Do I want guest bedroom? I don't know if I want reading nook either. You know what? I'm gonna redraw. I'm gonna aim for something else I just want to get rid of. Well, I don't want to. I'm gonna just put the Williams room, the Williamard room, to be formal. Always check behind there. There's never anything there. Because this way I just get some keys. I'd prefer 2 regular keys. A special key doesn't do much for me right now. I just need to have keys. 14 divided by 7 is, of course, 2. 16 minus 6 is 10. Times 20 is 200. Yep. Yep, I got that. 200 divided by 10 is 20. Oh yeah, I can just say like a times 20 and divided by 10 is just going to be a times 2 overall. So 10 times 2. I don't know, it just seemed like the numbers were really big for a second. 23 minus 3 is 20, times 3 is 60, divided by 6 is 10. Okay, I'll take a key card. It does mean I don't have to worry about those doors, and if I get security, I'll just turn the security up. Was not my favorite thing. So, do I want a dead end out of here or out of the other one? I'm not sure. I don't want any of that. Let's do observatory because it does make the runs better in the future. 9 stars should be... Yeah, we got 2 things. So we're going to get this, more 4-door rooms, and a gem. So we get our gem back. This will help us fill the house out more. I guess we can go for the armory, too. I do want to see that room. I'm choosing, by the way, to come out this way so that I don't have to deal with... well, I can just freely redraw rooms. Although I could remove the archives. It's got a lot of connectivity, but it also sucks. So I could just say, no, give me a gem. And put... it's going to make dead ends no matter what I do here. Unless I do this and totally waste the passageway. So what I'm going to do is put the guest bedroom down. This could end up being the dumbest decision I've ever made, but we're going to run with it, because, I don't know, I'm just having a good time. Anything else? It forces us to go up the east wing of the mansion, and I don't want any more dead-end rooms. I want to just progress straight forward. We're going to get rid of this. Get another shot to do. Cloister of Rinna is good. Yeah, it doesn't have an exit out that way. But I could get green rooms out of it. That's what I'm hoping to do to raise my luck. Although, I'm going to take the spare room here, and I'm going to hope that the Cloister of Rinna shows up in a better spot. We'll take the commissary? I don't really have a lot of coins left. We're going to take the... We're going to take the pantry. Just hoping for something to happen on these runs. We can get rid of the chapel. I don't know if I want to get rid of the chapel. I like the chapel. Although I could get better draws if I get rid of the chapel. Like, yeah, losing a coin is annoying, but it fills up the piggy bank because I want to have that ready for a day I want to, like, buy out the showroom. So I'm going to take the chapel here. The one red room I really like. Like, pretty much every red room is bad in some way that you just deal with. Security is not really what I want here, because it does cover this. I should have actually drafted out of here first, but I was a dum-dum. So we're going to take the security here. We're going to use this to run an experiment from the laboratory, but before we run an experiment from the laboratory, we're going to check I'm missing a few things. I'm a dummy. Okay, keycard system settings. Security level is going to go high. And just in case, I will change offline mode to unlocked. It doesn't do anything because I'm not going to turn the system off, and I have the keycard, so I'm good. But it's always a just in case. Ron Swansong is the password. And look, we don't have to wait for the router because of the stuff we did at Blackbridge. So we're going to remotely access the laboratory. That's the music for connecting to the terminal, by the way. Set up an experiment that hopefully I can do a lot of. When you draft a red room, no, because I'm getting rid of those. Draft a shop room. Okay, what would be funny is whenever you draft a shop room, add 3 aquariums to today's draft pool, because aquariums count as every color room, so I'd end up drafting another shop room. So I would just flood my deck with aquariums, which does not help me in the slightest, because I'm looking for particular things now. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door, which is going to happen, all of these are not things I want. Gain 3 gold for each red room in your house is not... I'm not going to have red rooms. I don't want to set my steps to 40. I don't like any of these, but I'll do this. It's at least 3 gold. These are all terrible experiments. It happens. I would have preferred cool experiments for cool people, but I'll take this. Great Hall. I don't have any keys, so... the Mechanarium is 1 door for every gear room in the house. We don't have many. Great Hall seems to be the only way to go, and then I need to go find keys somewhere. This could be a really short day. Remove so that I can get a better... Okay, this didn't really go well. Let's take the bedroom. A storeroom is fine, I just need to get it out of something else. Ah, Rotunda is good here. Right? I don't have the sledgehammer, so I don't really want this. Rotunda... Oh, I don't know why I did that. I should have looked at the room going up. Of course, if it's locked, I'm in trouble. I need to just make a lot of rooms. Maybe if I make a garage, it'll be good. Oh, I can go into there, and it's a locked door, but I can at least tell from looking that of the 3 doors we have here, the center one is the one that goes to the room. So that at least I know. It's not a necessary door for me to unlock, but it can narrow some things down. Alright, what do I get going this way? Passageway is nice here. Storeroom eventually, but I need lots of options. Rotate floor plans. Oh yeah, that's what you can do in the rotunda. I could rotate this if I wanted, but I don't want to. Ooh, free key though. No, I just need more spaces to go. Here, good. This is a good place to put the cloister. But it's also the armory. Oh, we've never seen it. Shoot. I don't have a lot of coins, but I do have enough for the armory to do something, I think. It does cut off one of the passage exits. How important is it that I do this? Versus this. Well, I'm going to start running low on gems. So let's take the armory here. And see what we have. So we go up to the wall on this thing and we can purchase these guys. So we have the Night Shield. Once per day while drafting, you can equip Night Shield to ignore the negative effect of any one red room. I'm not going to take this because I'm not taking any red rooms today. The Axe. You may use the Axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. 32 coins. Let's come back with some money. Morning Star can knock the locks off chests and trunks. Tomorrow morning, gain a star. Yes, we're going to take this one. Do I get to take it now? It'll save me if I find trunks, but I won't guarantee any trunks unless I find the hallway. What else could it break? Right? This I want. So this weapon, a bit expensive. It's also not in here every time you draft the room. So something about the armory is that the items on the walls are not preset. I think there's like 4 or 5 things you can buy here, but there's only like 3 available every day. The Axe is not available every time, and you basically go to the room directory, pick a room, and then just say this room doesn't cost gems now. So I could take the trophy room and get rid of all 5 of the gem costs, so I would just get 8 gems for entering this room. Isn't that cool? The thing they don't tell you about the Axe is you get 3 uses total. So you use it once per day. So you buy it 3 times, you use it, the Axe breaks forever, you never get to use it again. So you want to be careful what rooms you want to axe. Let's see, let me look at things. For instance, I don't know if I would axe a room that doesn't cost a lot of gems. Like, I wouldn't probably do this. What other types of rooms? Probably not that. It's not worth it. I don't want to axe something that I could handle just fine. Like, this is a better thing to axe because if I don't, it's a 3 gem surplus. If I axe it, I don't need to spend any gems and it's an 8 gem surplus. This is a really good room to axe. But something like, I don't know. Like this one could be good too because it goes from a 1 gem surplus to a 2 gem, and if I have the Blessing of the Gardener, my gems just go out of control. That's another good one to axe. There's some other ones here that I might not want to. Like, I might not care enough about the cloister to axe the gem cost. We'll see. I'm just gonna think about it. Keep it in mind. Classroom's one of those you can axe because you can fill your draft pool with them and then it gets rid of the cost, but I'm not too scared of that. We'll see. This 5 gem room really is kind of a no-brainer to me to axe that. But I'll come back with some money. I gotta figure out how to get some money and come back. Doggone it, it's locked. So where am I gonna get the keys, please? There better not be locked doors out of here. How about let's try down this way? Okay, I don't want this or that or that. So let's remove the dark room and take another look. Didn't I already remove the archives? I already removed the archives. Well, I guess the storeroom is going here, so I can at least get a key. Not my favorite way of drafting. Let's head this way, and hopefully it's not locked. Hallway, a locked trunk. This is good if I get that item. I'll come back for it. I'm not really worried about it this minute. Kitchen, boudoir. Oh, boudoir is good for the... Oh, I have to draft. I was thinking like, oh, I'll check to see if I can go down from there and fill in this space, but it's not that important. For the redraws, I'm not going to be spending money in the kitchen. I want to spend my money in the armory, and I want to get money. So I think the boudoir is the choice for me. I also get a gem because that's what's in the room. I really could use more keys. That is a struggle I'm dealing with today. Right, how am I doing on the other stuff here? I don't know. I don't know. This way. I'd love a three-way room. Yeah. Oh, there's keys, though. I feel like I just have to take the keys. Let's see if there's anything else. Sometimes other stuff will generate on the floor around here, but it looks like no. Is it still worth it to go get buy the thing in the armory for this? I'm going to be careful with my keys. So yeah, let's go this way. Remove from the pool. Oh yeah, because I don't want any of those rooms. Reading nook just connects there. It's not great. Corridor is fine. Secret passage will at least get me a room I want, so I could make the cloister from here. Which would actually be the way to go. So let's see if we can get the cloister to happen. I really want to get, of course, some money. So this is the end of the day if I do this, but I want this room. I'm going to take this and then maybe hope I get the solarium. Oh, little graphical bug there. Really hope I get the solarium. Oh, hey, free doors. Oh, a free lavatory. Woo! Oh, the drafting studio. It feels like you have to take the drafting studio when you see it, but also, like, it'll be here forever. I also don't have a magnifying glass to get the safe in it. So let's redraw for free and see if I get a green room. Screw you. Do I redraw here? Solarium. Servants' quarters at least will take care of my key problem. We'll take that. Experiment successful, which did... I forget what it did. Add 3 gold. Okay, that's not really much. I need more than that. Because I have 1 red room in the house. That would make an aquarium. I'd have 2 red rooms in the house. How about this way? Green room. Oh, come on. Boy, the room is good. Because I can use this to potentially solve another puzzle. So let's hold on to that room for a second. Okay, I have plenty of keys. I'm not worried at all. That... I want a green room. Let's see if I can get it. You know what? Maybe I didn't even want a green room. Maybe I'm happy with this. Here, let's redraw. Okay. I don't have an... Oh, this is new. We haven't been to the gallery yet. You know what? Let's make this a wonderful gallery day. Because it's time for you to see the worst puzzle in the game. I dislike this. I have said before the kinds of things I like in puzzles. One of the things I dislike about certain types of puzzle is when there are multiple answers that fit all of the rules of the puzzle, and yet you need to pick the correct one. I don't like it when that happens, and it really feels like this game is doing that here. It's hard to tell exactly what you're going for. Requires a bit of a leap of logic. So we have some pictures here. And something about this picture is going to tell us the title. It's blank. We have to fill in a 5-letter word. And when we click on this, it cycles us through several letters. So, you know, it's not an infinite amount of 5-letter words you can pick from. There's only so many. But it's enough that you can't brute force it. Probably not. And the trouble is, with this picture, in fact, all of them, they rely on wordplay in such a way that it almost feels like you need to just kind of guess until you get it right. There's none of this looking at it going, well, obviously it's this answer. So it just bothers me in this way that these puzzles, I did not like them. They're also intended to be solved in a certain order. So this one's first, it's 5 letters. This one's 6 letters you're supposed to do next. Then there's 7 letters you're supposed to do then. And then 8 letters for the final one. So I'm not sure how to walk you through this one because it's kind of hard to just organically be like, how do you solve this? You just have to intuit it. You have to magically intuit it out of nowhere, basically. And in fact, this puzzle could theoretically be solved with almost none of this stuff in the picture. Only one element is needed to solve the puzzle. The rest of it's extraneous. Although there are other elements that can sort of help, the vast majority of elements of this puzzle are entirely red herrings. All of this stuff up here, this handcuffs with the rocketed arm, you don't need any of that. All of this, if that was cut out of the picture, it would in fact make the puzzle easier because you wouldn't be distracted by this bullshit. This does nothing. The puzzle is entirely this word. What do we notice about the word thick? There's one thing different about it, and it's the letter K. What's different about the letter K? Well, we have thick and we have thin. We have a thin K. If you have a thin K, what does that spell? Think. This is the only one I think I solved correctly. All the rest were, I felt like bullshit. Thin K. If I only had this part of the picture, the K, theoretically solvable, although you probably wouldn't get the word thin. If I just had the word thick with the K as a thin letter, this is a solvable puzzle. All the rest of this stuff just makes it harder for no reason at all. So the answer is think. I really, really don't like this puzzle. Get thing. There we go. And that starts to lower one of the chests here. Cool. So we can move on to the next puzzle. This one, if you sort of get the theme of the puzzles in here, this one's actually a lot easier. Like I saw, okay, we have think. All right, maybe it's related to that in some way. Then sure, we could solve it there. Just by looking at this P, I was like, what's another word for think that starts with P? You could probably figure it out just from that. If you just thought, I need a word for think that starts with P, you'll get it. But the way you're supposed to do this one, it's a bit irritating because it feels like you have to just kind of guess. So we see obviously these wagons. One of them is a mirror image of the other. And both of them contain objects that would ordinarily be red. So you got a rose, you got an apple, you got a fire hydrant, you got a stop sign. The wagons are probably red. So I think we're supposed to get that. And we have a mirror image of that. From this, we're supposed to think the mirror image of the word red, which is DER. But unfortunately, that's only half of the clue. The rest of it has nothing to do with the mirror image. You just have to get it. You just have to figure out what the first 3 letters are. I have no clue how you're supposed to get the first 3 letters from this. The first letter, sure, but the first 3 letters, when mirror imaged, don't spell anything. The last 3 letters do. DER is the last 3 letters of the puzzle. When you reverse them, you get red. But the first 3 letters of the puzzle, if you reverse them, you get nothing. You get nothing from that. So I don't know why that's supposed to be great puzzle design, but apparently someone thinks it is. Really dislike that. Yeah, so we know P is going to be the first word, or first letter. And if you know it's supposed to be a synonym for the think, then, well, the only word that's remaining is ponder. Anyway, it's not my favorite type of word puzzle, really. Like, I like the type of puzzle that if there's one solution, then if you have understood all the hints, they lead toward that one solution only. Whereas if there's multiple ways of reading this, they have to accept multiple solutions. But I don't know. I dislike this. This one here is okay because like you can you can start to figure out what's going on with this one. This one might be the most interesting of the paintings. So we have the sign says actual objective over here. We have a bunch of eyeballs. Then we have this bottle that says Genu or Genu, and it's full of the liquid that's in this glass. And then we have, looks like a table, but it's made up of the letters VERI. So this one's kind of clever because you can look at it and go, oh, this is a wine glass, Genu wine. Genuine is a word. So you think, oh, is that the word here? It is not. You would think it is, like, but you're not going to be able to spell it here. You're not going to be able to spell the word genuine. It's not the answer. And also, it's got to be a synonym for think and ponder. Genuine is not one of those. We also have very, and it's a table, would make the word veritable. VERITABLE. So, genuine and veritable are ways of saying what. Just think about, like, what's a synonym of those things? And we have it up on here. Actual. Another synonym for actual. Actual, genuine, veritable, real. And then we have eyes. Real eyes. That's where we get it from, real eyes. That's the most clever one. Probably the only one that doesn't feel like there are extraneous details that don't add, and it feels like it's leading you towards one solution. So I do appreciate this puzzle. It's a nice puzzle. Come on. Getting there. It's a bit tedious to just do this. Really? Oh no! I passed. Oh, frick. Come on. There. Realize. There. Okay. This last one is the trickiest one because there is a hint towards all three of these puzzles that I didn't show you for two reasons. Reason number one, it gives away the answer. There's a place that does give away the answer, but you would never know. I don't know how anyone is expected to know that the answer is hidden in the room directory. Let's go to the room directory. This is room number 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at rooms 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's a 5-letter puzzle, a 6-letter puzzle, a 7-letter puzzle, and an 8-letter puzzle. So here's 5. The solemn room exudes an atmosphere of reflection, logic, and measured mourning. A dignified parlor game has been strategically placed a short distance from the casket, providing the bereaved with a gentle distraction, a fitting tribute, we think, to the deceased's fondness for puzzles. Room 6. This smoky back room, featuring a pool table and a fully stocked bar, has served as a retreat on more than one occasion for guests lacking the social wit required for after-dinner conversation. A rather curious game of darts provided the less competitive players a unique opportunity to ponder over its unusual rules. And in room number 7, a small chamber dedicated to the exhibition of art, ideal for showcasing smaller series and collections. Before his passing, H.S. Sinclair personally selected the artwork that was displayed here each year, purposefully omitting the composition titles to leave the interpretations of each piece for the viewers themselves to realize. I don't know if there's a person alive who figured out the puzzles from here. My guess is people who figured out the puzzles then went back to this and then discovered it. I just don't think that's a thing anyone noticed. That's just my belief. If you are watching this video and the way you solved these puzzles is you found it there, congratulations. That's such a deep, deep clue. So I think that's kind of clever, but I don't know if that's exactly helpful. I don't know if I like that for solving these puzzles. It's so obtuse. But the reason it is that way is because these puzzles, I think, without checking, I think these puzzles were designed by someone else. And that someone else is Christopher Manson, is the creator of all these pictures. And this isn't a person that was made up for the video game. Christopher Manson is a real-life person who, back in the 80s, 1985, created a book called Maze. And perhaps I'd make a video to talk about that, because it's a really interesting topic that I didn't know anything about till I started playing this game. Maze is like a game book, not quite choose your own adventure type, where essentially your goal is to get to the 45th room of a 45-room maze and then back to the start. So a little bit of inspiration for this game is the game book Maze. And Christopher Manson is the author of that book and the artist. He created those. And his style was kind of like this, with very, very obtuse riddles, to the point that I'm not sure if anyone solved this book from 40 years ago. Uh, it's a really, really tricky stuff because it has this type of imagery stuff that's like, what does this mean? There could be hundreds of meanings, and you just have to sort of intuit what the author was going on about. There's no clue that just like definitively says this is the answer. And so we get to the last one. This one really frustrated me because it required a level of wordplay that made me want to, like, I don't know, tear out whatever hair remains in my head. Anyway, we'll see. So we have this picture of a room with a sideways 8 with a bunch of nails in it. We have a picture of a shark fin in the water. We have a door. We have like a skin, a rug, and boxes for the 7 deadly sins. And I don't know which of these elements is supposed to help us with the puzzle and which ones are just there because screw you. We also know that it's going to be an 8-letter synonym for think. That's what we're going to do. How would I, like, guide you, like, talk about how to naturally get to the answer besides just trying to do random wordplay stuff? Yeah, I guess the 8 here is meant for something. It's not an infinity. It is supposed to be the number 8. Like, if you thought meditate, that would be a nice pun because it has the 8 in the name. But we need to find a pun that includes multiple elements of this picture, and none of the 7 deadly sins boxes, not this picture, not this, not that. The closest that this helps us with is that these all rhyme with a part of the solution, which is very irritating. So we have pins, fin, bin, skin, right? All of those things are in the room, and the solution contains the syllable in, but it does not rhyme with in, not at all. It rhymes with 8. So I don't get it. I don't get why that was a great solution, but there you go. It rhymes with 8, but it contains an in. And the only other thing we can say is, let's see, where do we get the hint for that? Do we get it in this room? Hold on, let me find the gallery here. We're looking at the solution would be room 8. There's also a trophy for solving the puzzle in room 8. And so I guess we're supposed to look at the word room because there's going to be a room 8. But we can't know because we're just going to look ahead. This is a picture of room 8. When we go into room 8, it looks exactly like this. So we're supposed to also kind of use that information. It's just really, really difficult to pull this out of thin air. I don't know. I really dislike these puzzles. They don't work in the style of this game. They require a level of like moon logic leaps that I feel don't fit the character of the other puzzles of the game. And I don't feel clever for knowing the answer. I feel like how on earth was I supposed to intuit that? How was I supposed to know? That's how I feel about it. And I've made that clear already. I'm just not happy with these ones. They're very, very clever in a sense of like, yeah, there's a lot of really interesting wordplay going on here, but there's too many variables and there's too many like, oh, this fits the answer, but it doesn't count. So enough of that. Let's just say what the answer is here. I've given plenty of time if you've wanted to solve this yourself with all the hints I've dropped. Rhymes with 8, has an in it, and is talking about room 8. Room in 8. Ruminate. There you go. That's the solution. Do you feel clever knowing that, or do you kind of feel like that was a bit of bullshit? It feels like a bit of bullshit to me. It'd be one thing if we saw like clues all around the house that led to this sort of thing, but no, it's just this one room. And if you don't solve all the puzzles in this room, you don't do anything. Like, these puzzles stay solved once you do them, but this room is rather rare and you can't see it till you've been to room 46 once, so you're not incentivized to wait to solve it later. You're going to want to solve it when you find the room, because who knows when you're going to find it again. Yeah, anyway, that's really the only puzzle that I would say disappointed me in the game. All the other puzzles, even if I didn't think they were the greatest, I'm okay with. I'm okay with them. This one I'm not okay with. Yeah, it reminds me of the game Lingo. So anybody get the key 8, presumably will unlock room 8. Reminds me of the game Lingo, which I don't know if I'll ever do on this channel. I like doing obscure titles. It's obscure title, and I like the game Lingo, but it has that issue of several puzzles have multiple answers which do satisfy all the conditions, and yet since it's not the answer the creator chose, fuck you, it's not the answer, you have to try again. I hate that in puzzles so much, but this puzzle feels like that, so... Anyway, let's use the key 8. It won't fit. Let's use it. Okay. It is possible to determine what key 8 will do by looking at the trophy list that's down here. If you remember, the trophy 8 was to solve the puzzle in room 8 on rank 8. So we got to get to rank 8. We can't make room 8 anywhere else. We might not be able to do that today. That's totally fine. As long as you solve the gallery puzzle, it's good enough. I definitely want to turn left. I don't need to. I have the foundation. All of this job at the galleries made me forget what my actual goal is today. I need money for the axe. That's what my goal is today. Where am I going to get money? Walk-in closet could get me money. Gives me keys. I appreciate that. Coin purse is good. And a gem. So I need now to go to the boiler room. Let me power the boiler room and see if I can get the pump room. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. But what would be nice about having the pump room is that I would basically solve that reserve tank puzzle I talked about the one time. Other side. And once I do that once, I don't ever have to do it again. That's the thing about most of the boiler power puzzles, is once you do it, you never have to do it a second time, so you just want to make sure you've done it. I'm going to remove the gymnasium, and now we're going to hope to get the pump room. We did not, but we're gonna take this. I'm not. We're toward the end of the day. We're gonna lose our steps anyway. So now, broken lever, which is not helpful to me today. Hold on. Is this suspicious? This is suspicious. Look at all those cracks. Huh. Maybe it's time to bring the power hammer to the weight room. Okay, one of these ought to take me to the pump room. Goodbye. Well, do I want to take it to the dark room? I might. The dining room would actually be super helpful to me. So I'm going to ignore that. We're going to take this direction here, and we're going to try to get a pump room up here. Okay. Well, we had a good time. I don't mind. More likely to draw red rooms now. Okay, so if I don't get the pump room, what do I want with the boiler room? What I can do is I can power the red box, go down to the inner sanctum, and go through that door that we saw. So let's put the workshop here. I don't want to make a red room there. Let's make another passageway. Got some money. Let's head in here so now we can go to the dining room. Battery pack. Hold on, do I have enough to make... I don't have the hammer. I have the metal detector, the broken lever, and the battery pack, which is enough to make the jackhammer. But I don't want the jackhammer. Moon pendant can be combined. What? What is the moon pendant combined with? I've actually never seen that happen, ever. Oh no, I can't do it with metal detector. It would be the shovel. What's this go with, then? Oh, I can't connect anything here. Never mind, then. Let's go to the dining room. Let's get what we need there. We're going to get 30 steps minimum. Did we put an aquarium in? I think we'll get 40 steps, actually. I might also be able to get myself a room 8. We'll see. In order to do that, I would need to... probably here would be the best place to put it. Just a regular key. So I guess I'll power that. We haven't been to the ballroom yet. Huh. Greenhouse is good, Westwing Hall. It will set my gems to 2, so I don't want to enter here until I've used my gems. But let me set the room up and come back, because now it's been drafted, so we can say we've done it once. I'm going to power up the red box in the boiler room. Which requires this setup here. There. Then we just need to head down, so the foundation is the place to do that. Let's see if this is locked. Let's put key 8 in here. And there we are. It's the thing we saw in the picture. And the solution would be much easier if we found this room ahead of time, because guess what? Ruminate is in here. Okay, so this puzzle's a lot better. This puzzle, it's tricky, but it's a lot better than the one we just did in the gallery. So we have 8 bins, not 7. We have hubris instead of pride, I guess. Hubris, envy, lust, wrath, gluttony, sloth, avarice instead of greed. And then mundanity. They made an 8th sin, not just for this puzzle, but just because this world seems to like the number 8 a lot. And we have this rug. And we need to figure out which of these goes in which bin. The sum of my sin, as it is penned, is a number within the room we are in. To first begin, place me within a bin with an N within its sin. Yeah, you can only hold one of these at a time. So one with an N would be envy, gluttony, or mundanity. So that one we can do. The sum of my sin, as it is penned, is a number within the room we are in. So I would say 8. That's the number 8. So I'm looking for something with 8 letters. Gluttony has 8 letters. Avarice has 7. Mundanity is 9. So gluttony is the only thing that this fits. So we're going to place the penguin or whatever that is. Penguin goes in there. I recommend you think again if I am ever in a bin far from the fin. So one of these 3 probably. You won't find my bin in between sin, for I deserve to be in a bin down on the end. So either hubris or mundanity for this one. I kind of like this puzzle. To my chagrin, my neighbor's sin is written thin to fit it all in. So the sin next to this one is going to be a long one, like avarice could be because mundanity's long. It could be mundanity because avarice is long. It could be sloth because both gluttony and avarice are long. It could be wrath because gluttony is long. It's not going to be any of these 3 though. Those sins are not written thin to fit it all in. I share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. This was kind of hard to understand, so I'm going to skip it. If we spend a min or 10 lounging in the den, you'll know which bin I'm often in. This is the easiest one, I think, to figure out. Lounging in the den, well, we're going to talk about sloth, so you're going to go there. The bin I tend to wind up in is near the bend in the tail of the skin. And the skin is that. So near the tail, that's where that goes. Well, now we know where the dog goes, because it has to be on the end, and the hubris end is already taken. So the dog goes at mundanity. The lion needs a sin with an N. It's not going to be mundanity or gluttony. Those are taken, so it's going to be envy. Now the swan has to be close to the fin, so it's going to be at lust. Now we just got these 2 guys. So they're going to be next to sins that are written very thin. Let's figure out what this bunny's talking about. I share a trend with my neighbor's sin. A letter and its twin appear on each bin. What this means is, let's say I picked this one. That would mean that one of the letters in here appears there and is doubled on the bin. That's kind of hard to do. The wordplay in it is a little tricky. So gluttony is possible because it's got 2 T's, and there's a sloth and a wrath next to it, both containing a T. But gluttony is taken. So we got to pick one that has 2 of the same letter. Mundanity is taken as well. That leaves avarice. It has 2 A's, and then mundanity has an A as well. That leaves only one place for this, and it has to be the bin Wrath. And that solves this puzzle. So the gallery puzzle stays solved. Once you do it, you don't have to solve it again. This puzzle resets every day. So every time I open this room, if I want the bonus, I have to solve the puzzle again. The 8 trophy for solving the puzzle in room 8 on rank 8. And I get 2 allowance tokens. Every time I solve this, there will be a prize in here, but it won't be the 2 allowance tokens every time. I don't think it'll ever be 2 allowance tokens again. But it's nice to get that, because now our allowance is a whopping 14. Okay. That distracted me again from my goal. I wanted to head down to the north lever because the boiler room power. That's what I want to do. But in the meantime, let's open some doors, see what we get. Master bedroom's good? Is it? It's going to be a lot of steps. This is going to open... I'm going to get a gem out of this. Do I care about... I don't care about getting into the antechamber, though. Do I? What do I care about right now? We're going to go downstairs and see what is down in the boiler room area. We're going to also... Are we looking for anything else? I don't... Oh yeah, we're looking for money for the armory. So the office seems like the obvious choice because we can spread money through the house. Spread gold now. Turn to main menu. Well, actually, hold on. Do I run payroll? Can I do that? I don't think I can. Payroll's already been run for the week. Okay. So, we might get a room that has... Oh, we could just get a room with money in it and then just skip that. I could just take the vault today. Why would I do anything else? Why wouldn't I just take the money? Today's Sunday, November 22nd. I don't have any vault key, though, so I can't open another one of these. Alrighty then. Okay, now I am flush with cash, so maybe I can also do a showroom. Who knows? That might get me some more. I would love a shovel. That's what I would so love more than anything else in the world right now. I don't know where on earth I would get one. Okay, conference room before office would have been the play. But I'm okay with this. What do I do here? Should I get one of these out of here? Let's get the kitchen out of here. I don't think I need... Right, it gives me more money that I don't really need. Because I'm easily going to get the thing. Let's take this. Oh, that gave me nothing. Let's take this. That's not... I have enough steps. I'm fine. Where would I find a shovel if I don't have one? Okay. Oh, let's, No, hold on. That power has to stay there, so I do have to leave via the basement. That's my only way out now. And we're going to have to go the long way around. Not my favorite thing. Is there a reason why the elevator faces the back here? I can call the elevator again if I need to. Alright, let's take a look here. We should be able to get through the gear puzzle just fine. Wish I'd drawn that pump room, but it'll happen. If we're just patient, eventually the boiler room powered will lead to the pump room, but it will take a little bit of time. Wait, I don't need to go the long way around. Let me go here, do the thing that's down this hallway, and then go back up and change the boiler room power. Otherwise, I gotta walk all the way around. I don't want to do that. Might as well throw this lever, because it doesn't hurt to throw it. Still ignoring these doors. I still don't know what they do. I need to find more sanctum keys, more hints. Where was the hallway? That's what I missed. Oh, here it is. Nope, that was not it. Here it is. And it's this. Yep. This takes me around. Up. And back into the gear room. So, if I can get the gear up, which I believe is done with that, I can bring it up and I can move either to this room or that room. Those rooms look like they're not dead ends, so we'll do that. How am I going to do this? Go out here. What if I made this way to here and then I raised it up? I might be able to do it that way. Hold on. This requires me to sort of undo the puzzle, but that's okay. At the end of this puzzle, spoiler alert, we will have a new arrangement of the gears that also allows me to cross, and it will be a slightly different arrangement from this. So I don't have to undo what I do today. I just have to set up the gears in a different way, and it's really only possible to do after both of these entrances have been opened. So we're going to head out to this gearbox and twist it once, I think. I think we just want to twist it once. Yeah. So I'm going to try this. I hope I got it right. It's not too bad of a puzzle. We're going to head down this way. We haven't used this entrance in a while. And then this should be the thing that launches it up. Right? Yes. So we do this. Now we have a passage to go on. It didn't happen before because we didn't have this setup. We had the setup from here to the left, which meant we would have had this gear. We wouldn't have had a piece extending here. But now we do, so we can move this way. We can twist it twice. And now we can exit through that dead end. That isn't a dead end. And then we can twist it a few more times. Wait, hold on. Which way do I want to go? I want... Oh, I have to get there first. Nope, wrong way. This way. Once I get this thing set up, then I'll worry about where the top gear is pointing. So this is going to go 2 more times, which will let us cross. Eventually we get that pump from swinging to the reservoir here. Alright. Now I think... where am I entering from? So let me try... just the one. I think that's the one I enter from, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I hope I'm right. I don't want to be walking back and forth here. It's really annoying. Yeah, got it right. So this will take us to this room over here, which has a letter. Foreman's log. After 10 days of pumping water up from the underground spring, the reservoir has finally been filled. It's a shame that the old station had to be flooded as a consequence of this action, but I suspect that may have been the actual reason they chose to build the reservoir here, and as an engineer I agree that flooding is preferable to collapsing the entire tunnel. On the bright side, now that our water supply is no longer limited, we can start to leverage steam to a much greater extent. I suspect by this time next month the steam-powered hoists at the main site will be able to be run 24 hours a day. Not sure if there's anything new here. We kind of already know that the reservoir can be pumped and filled and stuff. We got another Morajai box. So I think the black is going to move horizontally. The gray... Yellow's going to move up. Do I want black? I want black. So basically I need to get... No, I don't want to do that. I want this... Oh, wrong button. I want this to go up. Then I want this to go up. And then I have all 4 corners black. Alright, that should give me more allowance. So my allowance is up to, what, 16 now? Yeah, it's another reason why I haven't taken many upgrades that give me more money, because this allowance is just going to keep going up. 16 is not even close to the top. Oh, here we go. Here's the reservoir. Full drain is down to 0, of course. Dock level's 13, so we're at 14 because we know we can't reach that. So we only have to drain 1, as I suspected because it was pretty close to the top. But entry level is at 6. So let's remember that. When we see the pump room again, we want it drained to 13, but then we also want to drain down to 6. That's going to give us something. And of course, all the way down to full drain would be great too. Okay, let's also try to get into this room here. So we're going to make that trip back. At this point, it doesn't really matter what the lower gear is like because we don't need to cross it at this point. We're just going to set it up in whatever place lets us use the gear on the top, and then we'll undo it when we need to leave. So it should be... This should be it. Yeah. Let's head back. Bit of a trek. We'll see what's behind this one. Well, we have a locked door here. And a lock. So... at first, you might just be wondering, like, where on earth am I going to find the code? But if you look in there and see a red letter, you'll go, oh, this is another safe. This is the last safe. We found it. Safe number 8. So we know a date is going to open the safe. And we have the number 8 here. Because of that, we need a month using letters, right? We're not going to find any more numbers here. Trust me on this. So what month has 3 letters? I'm just going to do this till I get this. May 8th, and then we press the button. That's how you're supposed to figure that one out. If you get here and think, oh, I have to leave and find the combination somewhere, nope. This is the only date that you can make, therefore it is the answer. Let's take the gem, even though I don't need it. Number 1. May 8th. Dear Baron Sinclair, to begin, my name is Worth Laud. Okay, my father used to work for your father, the Right Honorable Baron Thomas Sinclair, between the years of 1915 and 1918. The former having died last month at the advanced old age of 89, may he sleep in soot and ash. He left behind his widow, 7 children, and 30-odd grandchildren. I write to you today, however, not to inform you of these family affairs of little consequence, but to tell you a little bit about my father. He lived his life, towering above us in solemn silence like many members of his and your father's generation. He never spoke of the work he did in the mountains of Reddington or the famous estate in which he was stationed. He never spoke of the Baron, not once. I tell you this only to relate that he never betrayed the confidence your father placed in him. The secrets he kept for your family, he took with him underground. His elderly comrades and colleagues from his old mining outfit proved, however, to be not nearly as discreet and considered with their words. During the wake, fueled by a seemingly endless supply of spirits, these venerable gentlemen embarked on a journey down memory lane, recounting as much of the good old days as they could dredge up. While such reminiscences might typically be dismissed as the fanciful ramblings of age, the volume and specificity of their accounts lend a certain credence to their words. Now, I am not a presumptive man. I don't presume these stories to be true. I don't presume your house is host to secrets of this magnitude. Yet, I find myself irresistibly drawn to the idea of sharing these tales, true or not. They seem, after all, stories worthy of being heard. I wonder if my current abundance of idle time fuels this urge. Perhaps I have too much time on my hands. Perhaps if one were to engage me in some worthwhile and profitable enterprise, my eagerness to pass the time by telling stories would be curbed. I eagerly await your response from your lordship, Mr. Worth Laud. We're not blind to the irony of blackmailing you for a blackmail letter, and we're not proud to join the endless procession of those who have knocked on your mailbox looking for a handout, particularly so when our methods lack the refined sophistication and class that this author so effortlessly wields. I was going to say, this letter didn't seem incriminating at first, but with letter number 8, which also talked about these being blackmail letters, it looks like these letters were sent to the Baron Herbert to be like, hey, we found these letters on your person. They're very incriminating. You need to pay us. So the question is, who sent them and why? The first letter seems to only say that there are secrets. The rest of the letters that we've read seem to say what those secrets are, such that... Well, hello. What is that? Can I get there? I can't... Oh, I can't see a map. Oh, that is intriguing. We better be able to get there. Alright. Foreman's log. I knew what we were looking at as soon as we uncovered the first spire, but it wasn't until the first floor plan was unearthed that most of the crew realized what ruins we were exhuming. The border was the same pitch as the sunless cavern we found it in, a dark-trimmed floor plan of ill-fated Orindia. We had found an authentic black print. The sooner we seal the site back up, the better for us all. This makes it sound like it's cursed. So we have a black print here. I don't know what we'd want that for. But the tomb is also a black print. Do we have any others? Let me look at my room things. So the outer rooms. This is a black print. It's a pretty rare room. It's just a type of room. They're not a special type, I guess. Like green rooms have their certain theme. Pink rooms are bedrooms. Yellows are shops. Black rooms are just kind of weird, rare rooms. Do we have any others? I don't think so. So I think this will be our next black room, the treasure trove. We are definitely adding this to the draft pool. 5 coins for each time we drafted it. So the first time we draft it, we're going to get 5 coins. But the next day we draft it, we're going to get 10 coins, and so on and so forth, to the point that if you draft a treasure trove, you don't need to worry about money. So we're going to take that. Big day down here in the pits. So we've got all the red letters but one, and all the safes but one. It's the safe in the drafting studio, and we know that we need a magnifying glass to examine it. So we just have to get a magnifying glass and a drafting studio on the same day, which is somewhat rare, but we can make our chances better over time, just like everything else in this game. So let's get ourselves back out of here. I'm not worried about what's up there anymore. We've gotten everything we need to up there, I think. We can just set this gear up like so. And we're good to go. Is there anything else I want to do while I am down here? I don't want to head back up through the shortcut in the basement. I want to head back up to the foundation, undo the boiler room puzzle, so I can go to the armory and buy the axe. What I really want is a shovel. I'll handle not having a shovel for the day, but I'd really love to have a shovel for the day. Just not sure why I can't seem to find... Oh, wrong way. It's, this way. Alright, let's head down. That'll solve this. And I'll be able to get out of here, right? I'll be able to draft more rooms this way. And get my meal from the... No, did I get the meal already? I did not. Oh, no, I did. Then, oh, there's another meal because of the blessing of the chef. Golden sunrise soup, 5 steps and 5 coins. Plus an additional 5 if you have the morning. We don't. So 5 steps ain't much, but... Okay. Let's see what else we can get. Maybe we find something that'll help us with our studies. I don't need any more gems. I'm going to lose them in the ballroom. So actually, let me take the veranda, because then I can go to the ballroom and pick up some gems. There's a shovel. And there's one of these. Not going to open that yet. Turn it. I have plenty of steps. We're going to make the most of this day. It's going to happen. Still looking for sanctum keys, but not getting lucky with those. 2 coins. This room is huge, and there's usually nothing in it. We got a picture of Clara and Simon, so that's my grandfather in 1952. And we have some music pages. So these are the 2 we've never seen. Under the stars the dance is held, and to the floor we are compelled. The gowns glide on and music swells, and at the end the clock strikes 12. What that means only time can tell. Two remain for one last dance and spin again around clock hands. And as they turn a second chance to rise above the falling sands, the true time lost in past romance. Also, just for fun, if you're listening to the music here, what you're hearing is this melody. The left hand is different than it's here. Okay, now it's not playing the melody anymore, it's just giving me chords. Then it's going to be E flat chord. Then it's going to have like F to G minor. Okay, we're skipping the F. Then we're going to D minor. This is supposed to be a B flat? Okay. That's correct. It's got some extra notes in it, but that's it. And then E flat, yeah. G minor. Then this melody goes. Yeah. Well, that's a little different. It could just be that each sheet's slightly different. Maybe. Interesting. Oh, it's just repeating it from here. Yeah, it's repeating it from here. It doesn't play this last one. I like that. Anyway, remembering the thing about bolded messages are true. So first words on the page are true message. So we know find among the white. There wasn't an under. Oh, because it's the first one on this. That's why. Find among the white trees under 2 stones. So now we have that full thing. We need to find white trees, look for 2 stones, and look under them. I solved this one without finding the ballroom, by the way, the first time. You can just kind of guess if you find the white trees and you have the right item with you, you can just kind of flail around so you find what you're looking for. But we'll try to get that today now that we have all of that. Hey, the solarium. Have we had the solarium yet? Let's take it. I don't think we've had this yet. Come on, let me look at that. Mr. Nagula. Oh, so the green room guy. Anne wanted me to remind you once again that it is expected of you to keep the grass in the cloister cut and the trees trimmed. I have a feeling you may have forgotten how to open the cloister wall again, so to save you some stern words, I decided to draw you a little diagram to help you out. Who knows, maybe this time it will stick. Sympathetically, Bridget. Oh. Someone named Bridget. Wonder who that is. And this should tell us. Cloister grounds axis, while face to face with the angel, press the base of the 2 pillars on either side of you. Ah, there it is. You can figure that one out just by pressing on things that look suspicious until something happens, but I'm glad we found that. And I see a Morajai box. Don't worry, I'm going to get it. We're going to really increase our allowance today. So I think yellow is going to move up. What's green do? Doesn't look like it does anything. So I don't want yellow. I want green. So I think... that worked. Okay, cool. We'll figure out what that means later. Allowance token. Every Morajai box is an allowance. Now it's up to 18. And only going to get higher. 2 gems again. Actually made the ballroom work. Normally when I see the ballroom, I just recoil in horror. I don't usually like it. Let's see if we can get another room that's helpful. Who knows? That's why you never give up on the day till it's physically impossible to do anything else. Study is going to give me a gem. Master bedroom is going to give me steps. It's going to give me anything else. Steps is nice because it makes sure I can definitely do the thing I need to do. Oh, there's... oh, come on. Now I want the vault, and I can't because I've used up all my doors. You've got to be kidding me. Do I have a coat check? I don't have a coat check. You've got to be... oh, veranda. Veranda. We're going to the veranda. I have no gems. I have no gems, and the vault is a 3-gem thing. Can I find one more gem? We're going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. I'm going to go to the ballroom and get 2 more gems. Can I make anything out of this? Like, Lucky Rabbit's foot can go with coin purse. We can make the lucky purse. Doubles all the money you find. It's much too late for that, sonny boy. So, ballroom. Get ourselves 2 gems. Now I just need to find 1 gem. I still might not draw the vault, but I need to make sure that if I draw the vault, I have all the gems I need. So, I don't have a way to get them, I don't think, but I'm going to do my darndest. I know how to get in here now, so maybe I can get very, very lucky. We gotta do this and that. Yep. Now we can dig in the center. We're not going to find gems doing this. Where would I find gems? The armory doesn't sell anything that gives me gems. That wasn't there when I looked in from the outside. Alright, fine. We'll take the allowance token. Now we have allowance of 20. And Mr. Regula, if you're reading this, it seems the day has finally come and the cloister is at long last getting some much overdue maintenance. I have left you a literal token of appreciation to serve as positive reinforcement, which should grant you a bit of extra spending money each day while working on the estate. We have learned from our dealings with your predecessor that it is much cheaper in the long run to be generous. The predecessor was Denny Ravain, I think. So maybe Denny Ravain was more trouble than he was worth. So let's head to the armory and get the thing I want. Another thing I could do in the armory is... Where's the armory? What am I doing? Oh, I have to go to the rotunda, and I have to turn the room once. I could use the axe on the vault, make the vault cost no gems. Is that worth it, though? Because I'm not going to draw the vault very much. I'm only going to take it if I have a vault key. And it's possible I don't draw the vault today, meaning I wasted my use of the axe. I think I still want it on the trophy room, so we're going to take this. We're also going to take... This breaks the chests. There could be a gem in the chest that's in the hallway that I still haven't opened. Whatever. Let's take that. We don't have any more red rooms we're going to get. So let's go to the hallway, because I don't think I ever unlocked the thing. More money. Because you can use the Morning Star like a sledgehammer, and no. But it will let me redraw. Where am I going to get gems from? I've opened the office. I didn't open the safe in the office. Hold on. This is still doable. And I have 2 ivory dice, so there is a chance of drawing the vault. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be so mad now that I did all this setup. Wrong direction. I want to go... Oh, I want to go this way, I think? Yeah, through the foundation. We can also do this now, which shouldn't help us, because it's just coins we can get and keys. I'm not in the need for keys. Turnips will help us with steps, but we're good on steps for the rest of the day. Because I think there's one more thing I want to do before the end of this day, because we've got conservate... No. Can I buy more of this? Yeah, let's get some more bananas. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, going this way. Through room 8. To the office. Let's get this thing, and then if we're lucky, we get the vault. If we're not lucky, that's okay. I might get a coat check instead. Coat check is also manageable because I can put the vault key in the coat check and pick it up another day when I get the vault. So this one we've solved. Okay, so I want to go this way through the boiler room. Alright, fingers crossed, everybody. That's really all we can say here. There's no way for me to control this at this point. I would just have to get extraordinarily lucky. I could also get a gem here. Yeah, and the car keys, too. Yeah, I see what you're doing to me, game. Alright, here we go. What a wonderful room to get later. Music room? No. Treasure trove is good for later. Okay, this is our last chance. We got the coat check at least. We didn't get the vault, we got the coat check. Okay, the vault key is going in the coat check. I mean, yeah, the moon pendant might let me keep the vault key, but that's a risk I'm not willing to take. Any of these other things is fine to keep. Actually, let's use the axe. Hold on. So how this works, we're going to open our room directory, and I'm going to find a room that I want to axe. So I want to axe this trophy room's cost. So we're going to go down here. We're going to use the axe. Goodbye. Now a reminder, you get 3 uses of the axe before it goes away forever. It'll never show up again after 3 uses. So we want to make sure that we use it on the rooms we want. Like, do I use it on the ballroom? It seems like kind of a waste because it always sets my gems to 2. Use it on the wine cellar already doesn't have a cost. Would I use it on the rumpus room? It's only a 1 cost, and the rumpus room doesn't show up very often. The vault is a pretty good one to put it on, because when you need the vault, you don't want to be looking for gems, but I'm only going to enter the vault when I want the safe deposit box keys, and there's only so many in the game, I think. What else would I use it on? Pool? Not really. Drafting studio? No. See, the thing about drafting studio is once I've drafted all the rooms and once I've opened the safe, I never need to enter this room again. Utility closet doesn't have... Let's look what else. Security is a nice one because I use it so many times. It's nice to keep the gem, but I might want it on a more expensive room. These all don't cost anything. Aquarium, since I have multiple, I think. No, I don't have multiple. It was the experiment of the laboratory that makes multiple, and I can have tons of rooms that are free of gem costs. Don't think I'd want any bedroom to lose the cost. Foyer without a gem cost would be nice. Secret passage without a gem cost would be nice, but I don't think I'd want to waste on that. Passageway is a good one. I could use the axe on the passageway, then I just get a free 4-door room. What else would I want this on? Courtyard is a potential because I could flood my draft pool with courtyards and basically get like 10 plus gems in a day. Shops don't usually cost a ton of gems. I'm not worried about that. Red rooms, no. Yeah, I don't see an obvious next choice. Courtyard and passageway are kind of the best other options, but I want to make sure I really know because I will not get a second chance on all of those things. Okay, last thing is to solve the puzzle with the sheet music. That's what I'm thinking about. So we're going to boiler room through cloister. It's a bit of a walk, because we're looking for white trees. They're not here, and there aren't any rooms in the house with white trees. So basically, we're just going to be looking for... I have to go to the rotunda. That one. Oh, I can go to the garage. Hold on, I got the car keys. We want to go somewhere outside. And did I turn on the garage? I did not. That would have given me a shortcut out. Okay, I don't need that anymore. I don't need this anymore. But it's nice of you to give them to me, because potentially I could keep those items. Go to the rotunda, and then use this to escape. So we need to go outdoors somewhere. If you've had eagle eyes and good memory, you will know that I have seen the white trees multiple times in this run, and I have gone to the white trees multiple times this run, but I never made note of it because I just didn't think about it. Hold on. I never opened these. Is it important that I open these? I have nothing else to do, so I might as well. Because I could get... Oh, I could open that. I don't need... That's not going to happen. It's more about... Can I find an item that potentially would be useful the next day? So let's use that. Gems aren't that useful. That would have been nice to have when drafting to make sure if I did get the vault. How many of these coins do I want to lose? How many steps do I got? Let's do this a couple times. We're just filling that piggy bank. I have been in this house forever today. This is a long day. Holy crap. Alright, let's look for white trees. I don't see anything. I see them. They were barely visible. There they are. Yeah, we've looked at this a couple times. It's been in the view. Find among the white trees under 2 stones. We have the shovel, so we should be able to dig for them. So now the game is occasionally going to let us just dig in places here, so we just have to look where it's going to let us dig. Somewhere. I have a shovel, right? Yeah, I got a shovel. Hey, there's 2 stones. You dug up a secret floor plan. Would you like to permanently add conservatory? Yes, I would. This is such a powerful room. It adjusts the rarity of the floor plans in your house. So I can take a room that's normally rare, like the vault, and I could just say, I want to see that every day. I could make it much easier to get that vault. You got to get kind of lucky in the conservatory to get the thing you want, but I am so happy I found that. How many found floor plans are we on now? 6 out of 8? That's pretty good. I know there's 8. 8 is the number for everything. 8 outer rooms. There's 8 studio additions from the drafting pool, etc., etc. Okay. I think now we are done with the day. I do not think there's anything else I can do. I could be wrong. Let me see. There's nothing I can do down in the basement anymore. I've done all that. I don't have like a burning glass to go down there for. I wish I did. I know what I would use it on, but I don't. Coat check is already being used for the vault key. So I'm going to go back to the chapel and I'm going to drain my steps filling that piggy bank so that when the day comes that I want to break the piggy bank and buy a really expensive item, we're going to be able to do it. And what's great about this game is it's going to let me keep dropping stuff in there even as the game fades out. Alright, that was a wonderful day. I loved every second of that. Okay. No closer to getting those Sanctum keys, though. I might get lucky tomorrow if that deposit box key goes to whatever is in the vault, but I don't know if that's going to happen. 5 new rooms, pretty good. 12 dead-end rooms, that's a lot. Okay, that's all for me for now. Thanks everyone for watching. I've been Key of W, and you've been whoever you are. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.